Hi, I am Melissa Richardson from Capital Christian Fellowship Church, and I'm the Care and Counseling Director for our wonderful church located in Lanham, Maryland. We have Sunday services at 10:30 online, and you can reach us there by Facebook Live at capitalchristian.org. So we welcome you to come in. And today is our Tuesday Hope and Encouragement Day. These are the times that we give you messages of hope and encouragement. And if you were looking for a message last week, I did not record one. I had to reprioritize some things and I could not get the recording, but I am well. All is well. Everyone is well. Everything is doing well. It was a call for ministry, and ministry comes as the highest priority when we are looking at caring and helping people. So today we are back on schedule with Hope and Encouragement Tuesday. And today I want to talk to you about friendship. Friendship, the kind of support that you need when you are suffering from loneliness, when you're suffering from just having a kind word or someone who knows you and care about you. So we want to talk about the value of those friendships. I want to start off with some scripture first to ground us. Iron sharpens iron. Proverb 27, verse 17. See, when we are working in a relationship with another person, we should be mutually benefiting each other, strengthening each other, speaking truth and love to each other. Another scripture, he or she who conceals a transgression seek love, but he who repeats a matter separates intimate friends. In other words, honesty is going to always work best. Those who are just prone to being disruptive and dishonest, they're probably not the type you want to have in a friendship. That comes from the book of Proverbs 17, chapter 17, verse 9. Another scripture, better is open rebuke than love that is concealed. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but deceitful are the kisses of an enemy. This is about discernment. A genuine friend will always, as I said earlier, speak truth in love. But deceptive people will try to play to something about you that they want to take advantage of. And that would be deceitful, like a kiss from an enemy. And that comes from the book of Proverbs, chapter 27, verses 5 through 6. And the last one that I will read to you as a scripture is, the Lord grant mercy to the house of Onesiphorus, for he often refreshed me and was not ashamed of my chains. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 16. When Paul was in jail, his friend came to visit him. And that's how we should be if we are friends or we have friends and we want to value those friendships. It doesn't matter what we're going through. A genuine friend is going to be there. They're not going to be ashamed of you. They're not going to part ways with you just because you hit some difficulties or you're in a place, even when they don't understand it, they will be there for you. They will check on you to make sure that you're okay. So all of these talk about friendship, not acquaintances, because we want to know that we have people that are what as some of the younger generations say, ride or die friends. They are there no matter what. So acquaintances, we meet acquaintances all the time in the grocery stores and in different places in life. You know, we want to be friendly toward people but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are friends, like mutually close people that know us and we know them. This is why I tell people, be careful on Facebook. Don't think that because a thousand people like something or a thousand people respond and accept friendships from you, you don't have relationships with those people. You don't know them. You may know them in passing, but they don't know you either. Those are not friendship. I know we use that word lightly sometimes, and I have nothing against it because I think we do need to be friendly. We're talking about a characteristic and attitude, but genuine, intimate friendships are not the kind that you see thousands of people liking something on Facebook. If you don't know them, then they're just people who saw something that intrigued them or something that uplift them or something that they got an opinion on, whatever it is. But don't judge your friendship by the number of people on Facebook. And just put a little nugget in here that I like to add to people. Please stop using Facebook as your therapy session, because people have opinions, but people don't necessarily have the ability to offer you the kind of support that is going to be needful for your life. So uh, treat Facebook for what it is, okay? But it's not a place that you're going to receive that in-depth therapy unless you are doing it through a therapist on Facebook and you're doing that as a one-on-one consultation. Just want to put that nugget of truth because I see all the time topics on Facebook where people are giving advice and going back and forth with other people. And I thought, wow, people need to be very careful because some opinions that people are giving you are not helpful for you because they don't know you. They haven't had time to spend with you to get to know your circumstances. So let me get back on track. So in order to have good friendship, it must be something that you are mutually benefiting each other. Now, there will be seasons that one friend is going to give more than the other friend because everyone has something in their life that they're going to go through some difficulties and they're going to need a special amount of attention. And if you're a genuine friend, you will recognize it and you will know that. And you know when someone really needs that rather than someone always wanting you to talk about what's going on in their life and they have no interest in your life. It's all about them. That's a very one-sided relationship. So be discerning about those. You don't want people who all they want to do is take from you. They're not willing to be open and sharing with you in a mutual respectable relationship. See, a genuine friendship does consist of give and take. It really does consist of a give and take. So you want someone to be there with you, but you don't want someone that always prioritizes themselves at your expense. You need to look at those relationships because they're really takers. They're not interested in genuinely forging a relationship with you that is respectful and that is authentic. So we want to be careful about those types of relationships that it's about them, because they are users, they have no boundaries. And sometimes they don't have boundaries because we have not established what those boundaries are, or they just simply disrespect boundaries and they don't care what you have said or established. Want to be very mindful of those kinds of friendship because they are not friendships. They are just, as I said, people who want to use you for some benefit of their own and they could care less about you, the person. Remember, friendships are always about being mutual toward one another in respect and honesty and give and take, except for those seasons when sometimes one or the other will have a difficulty and they need a special amount of attention. A genuine friend would recognize that. So, to help us understand what is a friend and how can we have healthy friendships, I want to offer you the following type of information that I think would be very, very helpful for you when you're forging those kinds of friendships, because there are going to be certain characteristics that you're going to be looking for in friendships. Number one, there are 6 qualities that I'm going to give you today. There must be integrity. Integrity is that can they keep a confidence? Confidence are kept in genuine, mutually gratifying friendships with one another. You will know that it's genuine. They don't take advantage of you. They're not self-focused. They're not people that only look at what they need and never consider what you need. So they're people of honesty. That's an integrity. They're principled people, and you're principled toward them. Another thing is in friendship. Another quality that you should look for is vulnerability. To start a friendship is going to require you to take some type of risk. If you don't take risk, you're not going to form friendships. There's going to be give and take, and there's room for it to grow. A genuinely mutually satisfying relationship is going to be patient enough to allow it to grow. You're going to be able to share. You're not trying to control the other person, neither is the other person trying to control you. They make themselves available to you, you make yourself available to them. You know what are safe zones for each other. You are reliable, and it's based on mutual agreed to standards and agreements. In other words, you're yourself, but there are still boundaries around it so that you don't take advantage of each other. Another thing is humility. Humility, you're not in competition with your friend. If your friend has a success, you can celebrate it. If your friend has a failure, you can lift him or her up. You're not interested in trying to compete with one another or trying to have one up on one another. You genuinely know how to celebrate and encourage each other. And a genuine friendship is someone who's not going to try to sabotage your dreams. If they see that you have a blind spot, they will love you enough to tell you about that blind spot. But it's going to always be done in a spirit of love, but it's not going to be done to discourage, to sabotage you, or to make you not do something or want to do something because you value their opinion so much, but their opinion is sometimes causing conflict within you. Well, then that means you and your friend need to talk that out. But just think about that. That is the whole aspect of friendship, being humble to one another, and you're not in competition with each other. A willingness to listen. This is another quality. Quality for a willingness to listen. The friendship is going to be one about listening to understand. It doesn't mean that you have to agree with everything that your friend does or say, but you at least want to be able to understand, and you want to be understood. And when you have disagreement, you're honest about them, and you work on trying to resolve them. You want to work on resolving them so that you don't have any pent up anger, aggression, or bitterness toward each other, because that can destroy a friendship. But listening means the willingness to listen to both sides and allowing the other person to speak. Don't overtalk them. Allow them to have some say. Now, yes, you may have some friends who are more quiet in their nature, a little less talkative. I mean, that's a personality difference. We're not talking about that. But what I'm saying here is that the willingness to listen, it's that your friend need to feel heard. And if you're in a relationship with someone, you need to feel heard and understood. Quality 5, you have reasonable expectation. One of the worst things that we can do is to expect for anyone in our life. I don't care if it's your spouse, your children, your pastor, even your friend. If you expect for them to be everything for you, then you have unreasonable expectations. Humans cannot be everything for each other. Only the one who created us, God Himself, can be everything. But through people having that yearning and compassion to want to be validated, to be significant, we have that capability with God's grace and mercy. But we should not expect for them to be everything to us. That is so unfair to another person. So when we have friendships, that we are able to balance some of the demands that we may put on a spouse or a child or a mother or a father. What we're doing, we're having people where we're coming together, mutually benefiting one another with healthy boundaries toward each other. And we're not expecting for them to be everything, because sometimes the best thing your friends can do is to listen and understand, or even if they don't understand, they have the ability to listen, and with you, maybe the two of you can work out how to get help for whatever it is that you're going through. But don't expect for your friends to feel every need that you have. That is so unfair to any person, because now you're going to create a sort of a deficit in the other person. They'll feel guilty, or they may get angry, or they may feel bitter with you because they know that you put in so much demands on them. We have to be strong enough to recognize that all relationships have boundaries. Doesn't mean that they're not trustworthy and we don't need them because we desperately need friendships, but we don't want to set our friends or ourselves up for unreasonable expectations from one another. And the sixth quality is that must be a sensitivity and a responsiveness to each other. Sensitivity and a responsiveness to each other. Things such as remembering special dates about your friend. When is a birthday? When is something important? If they invite you to something that you know is very important to them, then you're going to make adjustments to try to be there. When you can't, then there are other ways that you're going to show that I honestly tried, but I can't be there. You're not just going to be dismissive of it and act as if it doesn't really matter. That's being very insensitive to your friends. You want to respond in timely manner to them. You don't want to treat them as if they are afterthoughts. Genuine friendships is about you should be growing in strength and encouragement. You should see this growth in your relationship, and you should be very, very comfortable with one another because you know that the sensitivity levels have not been violated, and you know that the attentiveness by being responsive to those friendships have not been violated. So I want to offer you those nuggets about friendships because we desperately need them during times like COVID and any time that we're feeling lonely. But we must show ourselves friendly in order to be with friends. So that's very critical for us. So hopefully this has encouraged you and give you hope, and that you can look forward to developing wonderful and authentic relationships with others in a friendly manner, that you are mutually benefiting each other as iron is sharpening iron, and that you're loving each other through your difficulties and recognizing healthy, wholesome boundaries, and knowing that genuine love means that I care enough about you to not see you stay where you are. And together we're going to figure it out, even if we have to go and get help. But I will not abandon you. You're too valuable to me. Those are the kinds of friendship that we're going to have to take risks to develop, but they should have those characteristics about them. So I pray that God will be with you, that your hearts remain open to risking to get valuable friendship. Trust in the Spirit of the living God to guide you, to help you to discern what is mutually best for you in a friendship, and so that you can experience that joy, that love, and that peace where you are acknowledging with intentionality that if a problem arises, that you're going to resolve it in a spirit of truth and love, and not anger, not resentment, and not shaming one another. So I pray that the Lord will open you up to the joy of others as you open yourself up and give joy to others in respectful, mutually binding friendships. May the Lord bless you, beloved, and I'll be back with you on next Tuesday of hope and encouragement. Bye bye.